Greetings and salutations, everybody. This is Peter Bowman, MechaGM, and yeah, I'm back with another D&D. We're back with Dungeons and Dragons of all goddamn things.
Shocked.
This never happens.
It hasn't in a long time.
This is true.
It's been at least 5 years since I've run anything Dungeons and Dragons related.
Yeah.
Been running a lot of other tabletop games, and then I took a long break because I was suffering from creative burnout.
Mm-hmm.
I've got most of a campaign set up and running. I've got a campaign setting up to the point where I'm comfortable running it.
Mm-hmm.
More needs to be done with it over time. That will happen. But there is a Google Doc that I will link in the recording on the YouTubes. If you're watching YouTube, thank you for watching. If you do end up enjoying this, feel free to hit like, subscribe, etc. You know the YouTube bullshit. Feed the algorithm, throw a comment on, etc. Let's get to the actual game. So we have with us Ash, Nik, Skitch, Wind, and Eric. Woo!
Yay!
Wait.
I'm being held at gunpoint.
Listen, okay.
You are.
I'm not saying I'm a hostage here, but I am saying that no one wanted to be here, and that's the important part.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing what powers I have as a dungeon master, especially over the internet.
It makes it sound like you took yourself hostage.
Dungeon master powers are many varied and mysterious. No, in all seriousness, though, it's good. It's gonna be a lot of fun to have you guys back at the table, virtual as it is. Let me
Knock virtual wood.
Yeah, exactly. So this is as a setting of my creation.
Space Knight.
Setting of my creation. I'm currently referring to the Land of the Shattered Star. I don't really have a name for the world as per se. The campaign is going to be starting out on the northern continent. For a number of reasons. Most because there are a couple of adventure ideas I had that revolve around being on the northern continent. Though that moving between the continents is not going to be too hard due to the existence of giant teleportation gates that usually work well.
And if all else fails, I can go there easily enough.
I need a boat.
I'm going to move you guys over to a separate map tab because I've done something. I've expanded on something.
Uh-oh.
Oh no!
I'm terrified.
Hooray!
I have an actual goddamn. I've got a rough map of the northern continent.
Hey.
So I've not put on rivers or roads because that's like work. and I put this together quickly.
I get it, Peter. I understand. Okay, we're in this civilization run. The technology to unlock rivers has not been achieved. It's understandable.
Yeah,
think
you
that
don't
I'm
have
most
entirely the wrong tech tree for rivers.
Mm-hmm.
I think that what concerns me the most is that there are 39 trees on this entire continent.
Yeah,
They're very large trees.
They're enormous fucking trees.
What do you need a lot for when you've got big ones?
I mean, look at those trees. They're actually taller than the mountains.
that's right. There's
Quality over quantity.
Apparently, we're in Anor Londo.
well, the problem is that those trees don't have nearly as much flavor as like the cherry trees and the grape trees and the other smaller varietals of trees.
I want to go over just some very quick what the things on the map represent roughly. You can guess what the trees, lakes, and mountains are. I hope.
The mountains are clearly a skin rash.
So the mountains are the green things. I'm not sure what the trees are, and why do you have all these chevrons?
Yeah, okay. So the mountains are the little triangle things because, standard mapping nomenclature, you bastard, Eric. I know you know that. You played D&D for a long time, too.
I'm glad that we have one of those foam number 1 fingers as a lake over on the eastern side.
You're actually, you're right.
Oh, yeah. Look at that.
This is the number 1 lake.
All right. So, anyways, the big 6-pointed star is the biggest city on this continent, the capital of the nation of Kardul. I'll go into the details about that in a minute. The other stars are other important cities that I have not yet named. So, sorry.
They're so important they are unnamed.
They are important cities. Several of them are currently have been conquered by Cardul. Cardul is an expansionistic, powerful empire. They're probably the single largest nation on the in the world. So, right, the red hexagons, those are teleportation gates.
Oh, more from than I thought. Okay.
Yep, there are a bunch of them on this continent. Most, as I said, most of them are fully functional. Some of them are fully. There are varying degrees of functionality, but they are useful for traveling long distances. All the ones on this continent work perfectly fine linking to each other. The southern one, and the one in the northeast are the ones that actually connect to other continents.
So, how many of them support 5G is my only question.
None of them.
Oh, damn.
Yay, my old phone works.
All right, so important note about the portals, this is all in the campaign doc, but actually, no, this is not in the campaign doc. I forgot to mention this. I didn't write this down, I don't think. But the land around the gates is kind of desolate. It's not entirely barren, like, there are scrubby trees, and it's not pleasant, and it always feels kind of wrong around the gates. Like,
there's no grass.
There's grass, but it's always sort of brownish and sort of like, it never really gets green.
Okay, so it's grass from someone who never waters it.
Basically.
It's scrubland and heather is what I'm getting.
Basically, yeah. And feels off and weird. But near every one of the gates, there is there's at least a reasonably sized trading post, because the gates are incredibly useful for trade.
You don't say.
Especially since you can go between continents with these damn things. So, no country has actually laid claim to a gate for the gods have told them don't do that reasons.
Fair enough.
And nobody's challenged the word of the gods in this in at least a century.
At least a century, huh?
Yeah.
Well,
Possibly longer. Nobody really remembers what happened to people who last challenged it. All they know is it didn't go well. That's.
Well, I'll have to get right on that.
Yes, you as a nation state in and of yourself, Word, you should definitely do that. Yes.
I am the party.
No, not in this game.
Yeah, I'm not the tank here.
At any rate,
There's no tank here.
At any rate,
to it.
So Cardul, as I said, is a large nation. It is sort of it's an empire. They have an emperor. The majority of the nobility in Cardul are tieflings. The predominant religion there favors the unnamed king, the god of the sun. Crap, I can't remember her name off the top of my head. Hold on. It's named Integra, the goddess of order and knowledge, is also fairly popular in Cardul. They are expansionistic. They're effectively a constitutional monarchy in that there are sort of like in modern day England, there are two houses of parliament effectively. A lower house and an upper house. The upper house is chosen by the nobility. The lower house is elected by the citizenry. In order to be a citizen, tieflings are automatically accepted as citizens if they apply for it. Non-tieflings have to pay a fee and pass a certain citizenship exam to prove that they are contributing members of society. The vast majority of the nobility are tieflings. Also, slavery is a thing in Cardul, usually due to them, people whom they have conquered and didn't surrender get, But you're allowed to buy your way out of slavery because it's basically like Rome, sort of late period Rome, effectively. It's sort of in terms of the way that's structured. The fastest way to do that is usually considered to be fighting in the gladiatorial arenas.
Sure.
But that's the rough rundown on Cardul, the largest nation, not only on the continent but in the world. It's going to be important given where you guys are, probably. Unless you guys decide to just bugger off and head off to another continent, in which case,
Don't you love that?
Continents. How novel. Who needs them?
Don't you love that when you set up a lot of work in something, the players are like, hey, oh, look, a piece of candy, and then you just start going off in a different
I have no idea what you're talking about. I have never had players do that to me multiple times in a campaign.
Just
I don't know what you're talking about. I've never done such a thing at all.
You didn't nope out an entire sector of space, Eric. Nope, not at all.
I don't know if I've ever actually pulled
We're
that stuff with you.
spiders.
To be fair, I understand why you guys noped out of that one.
Have I ever actually done that with you? Now that you've gotten me thinking about that, I
don't
think
know.
I have.
Possibly, but not it's not that important. I'm actually pretty good at faking it when people go zig when I expect them to zag by basically taking where they had zigged away from and just putting it where I want them to go anyways, where they would decide to go anyways.
I do remember that one. I do remember that trick. I don't know if you've ever had to use in response to one of my decisions.
Probably. I've done it to virtually everybody.
Fair
At
enough.
any rate.
I feel suddenly betrayed somehow.
At any rate, you guys, I think there's a way to... At any rate... Oop, I unmuted the stream by accident. My bad. So, I fixed that. Is there a way to actually get Roll20 to show my count where I'm pointing on the screen to you guys?
I believe... I thought there was a way to do like a little bit of a ping note, but I just forget off the top.
There is, but I don't know how.
I think it might be like control click the map or something.
It might be like a modifier key and click might be it, but
like I'm not able to.
Anyways,
do it, but I
so
don't have the
look in the
thing.
middle of the map. You see the city in the middle of the map, right?
Yes.
All right. People in stream can see this. So from there, if you follow down to the southeast, there's a portal gate, right?
Yes.
Yes.
You guys, the campaign is starting out with the majority of the players, possibly not Skitch, for hold left click.
There we are.
Mm-hmm.
My color's wrong.
Okay. Oh, that's why we have colors next to our icons. Okay.
yep. And you can change the color that's next to your icon as well. So
I will fiddle with that.
I got the best color.
And black. Okay. Everything's good now.
Any rate, you guys are roughly there-ish. There is on a major road between the city and the trade outpost near that gate. This is a way station, a roadside tavern type thing where, caravans and the like will stop overnight so that, they can rest overnight as opposed to driving through the nighttime because, that's a terrible idea in general. A lot of you are in the tavern. It is evening. And we'll get to introducing the characters in one way. Skitch?
yeah.
You leave the tavern you were in. You leave you leave the tavern you've been frequenting. It's it's always a good time. You open the door that will lead you back to where you came from.
And it doesn't for some reason,
Yes.
right?
Into that.
Well,
everyone else, you see the door to the waypost open up, and instead of the scene outdoors you normally see, you hear a faint statically crackle, and you see sort of a swirling portal as someone steps through it. Skitch, you step out of the tavern and into another tavern. Then the door slams shut behind you.
Question. I got a question off the top of my head now.
Okay.
Have I been drinking before I went through this door here?
Possibly. That's up to you. Were you?
I'm just gonna roll. Should I just roll? I'm thinking, regardless of whether I have or haven't, I think gauging my ability to sort of not lose it physically from the whole thing would be prudent.
Sure.
Would it be okay if I just do either? We prefer a Constitution check or a saving throw in this case.
You know what? Give me a Constitution saving throw.
Okay, you got it. Let's see if this works. Okay, 6. So
You do feel disoriented.
yeah, just like so everyone sees this. Everyone sees a human, fairly young adult, fair skinned, what have you. None of his clothes make sense in terms of the styling. Like he's wearing, you know, bluish pants. He's wearing a black shirt with like a red jacket, a red like jacket, which may not look appropriate. He doesn't look like he's wearing like regular armor in the way he's set up. Um, and he's got like unusual boots on that are they're almost look like dress shoes, but they're not. Um, as he's wearing sneakers, and he just sort of blinks a few times, gazes around. It's like, wait a minute, this doesn't feel right. He turns around and he opens the door he came through.
You see a road outside. You see it's nighttime, and you see a somewhat well used road that looks like one of those sort of roads between like a city and like a trade post or something like that.
There's a few blinks, then he closes
But it is
the door.
very
looks
much
back.
not where you're from.
He blinks a few times, closes the door, looks back. It's like, well, this looks to be a little bit of a problem.
On the plus side, people seem to the conversations you're hearing from like that had stopped. People had sort of stopped and stared for a little while, and then most people sort of shrugged and went back to talking. The words you're hearing all are at least in a language you recognize, if the accents seem a bit weird.
Yeah, that's the other thing. This character's accent is very much weird. So he will then sort of stagger on over toward the bar and just have a seat at a stool at the bar while rubbing his head a bit.
The bartender, who is let's say he's a dwarf, sort of looks up at you. He's clearly standing on something behind the counter, but he can. All right, lad, what can I get you?
Trying to think of it 1 second. I have
That's
A
fine.
lot of water.
It's like he was like, yeah, can I just get like an old fashioned?
The dwarf blinks a couple of times. A what now?
Okay. Can I get a steel mule?
More blinks. Are these drinks of some sort, sir?
He can't remember. Then just take a moment, look to see like what types of alcohol is available behind the bar. He's going to assume it's mostly ale and wine.
There's mostly ale, wine. Yeah, it's mostly ale and wine because that's cheap and can be He might have whiskey.
He might have whiskey. He does not have the means to muddle anything, though. Obviously.
No, this does not. This very much looks like a sort of it looks like a not particularly upscale tavern.
Mm-hmm.
It's it's a place. It's very much it's more of an inn than a tavern, which makes sense given the road outside. Now that you're thinking about it,
I'll have a just give me like a lager or something. That'll be fine.
that I can do you for, lad. One moment.
Okay. All right. He then fishes out his wallet and starts looking at how much cash he has in hand. This could be equally fun. Well, I think the other should have a moment to play while Cameron is fumbling with the bar.
So yes, you see the guy's been talking to the bartender, and eventually the bartender sort of goes to fill up a tankard with ale with lager. Sorry, not ale. All right. So the rest of you,
All right.
I'm on stage.
okay.
I'm
So yes,
singing and playing a harp.
there is a merfolk bard, mermaid actually, on stage performing.
Mm-hmm. Yep, she has blonde hair, working in a pair of like little buns that stream down. She looks kind of like a stereotypical mermaid would, with like like a seashell bra kind of thing, And however, contrary to what a lot of folks would consider like a mermaid, her lower half is more mammalian and has flippers, as opposed to being like fish scale. Her more seafaring side there is a pretty good hue of dark blue. Except for there's some embellishments where there are lighter hues. The song that she is singing is kind of like in like the vein of like a crooner while going along with the harp to kind of match her notes. And she's singing something along the lines of a somber melody and just kind of keeping things on an even mood, not something particularly energetic or anything like that.
Ole, 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 ole. I'm just kidding. Sorry.
All right. Anybody else want to describe where they are, who they are?
Sure. There's a goblin in a red witch's hat with an oversized slate blue cloak, currently playing cards with some very shady looking characters, and winning, much to everyone's annoyance. He is clearly not cheating at all. He's got he's fairly pale, pale green skin with big orange eyes more the color of honey than anything else, and a smile that makes you think more of like a sharpened saw than anything else. He's very skinny and he's all angles and jagged points, and he tends to be pretty spidery when he moves.
So about as opposite on the pretty scale from the mermaid.
Yes, but yes.
I like how you tried to think up a clarifier and then just like, no, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I guess I'll go next. There is someone sitting by themselves in a corner of the bar, and sitting by themselves in such a way that seems to clearly not be accidental on probably not her part so much as everyone else's. She is wearing heavy armor and has pale skin, pale hair, and a big fucking axe strapped to her back. And she's just kind of minding her own business and eating. And it looked like you might have, started to do something when this weird person who doesn't know how to order a drink came in. But then, considering that you didn't start anything, she just kind of went back to ignoring you. So.
Oh, I should also specify. I am checking the new guy's shadow and his reflection in any surfaces just to make sure.
I should also clarify that the non marine side of the mermaid is of a pale complexion, and of course, anyone who knows me knows what kind of top heaviness is going on.
Yep. We got you.
Yep.
I just need to clarify the existence just so any new folks don't get the wrong idea.
we
I have
understand.
standards to uphold.
Yeah, we know. We know you've got a brand, so we understand you got to rep it. So
you're damn right.
All right. So yes.
All right, and that just leaves.
Yep, that leaves
our tiny kobold, who has a table to himself right in front of the stage, where he is calmly drinking what passes for tea that he paid for from the innkeeper as he watches the show. He's fascinated because he's just like sitting there. He's like, I've never seen this before.
Right. So there aren't a lot of other people here, honestly. It's a fairly quiet night. So to answer your question, Eric, if you would like to give me a wisdom check with using perception, if you'd like, you may do so.
Try this new thing out. Oh yeah, no, it's I can't tell. I can't tell shit.
So it rolled it twice apparently. So you rolled an 8 on that first one. Well, as far as you can tell, yes, the new guy, in fact, has a shadow and casts reflections.
Well, that's helpful.
I'm not a vampire.
Yet.
I can deal with a vampire.
Too scared to say that drunkenly. I'm not a vampire.
Despite my best efforts.
All right, the bartender, Skitch, the bartender, or innkeeper really, plonks a mug of lager in front of you. 2 shillings.
All right, two. Wait, what?
Oh, you're not from around here. That's fine, lad. Coppers?
Like at this point, like you can see like the handful of like, oh, I'm gonna be of plastic currency that he's pulling out of his wallet.
The innkeeper's like, you're really not from around here, are you, lad?
I guess I'm not.
The market looks at these coins aren't even metal, son. I don't know what these are.
They're it's like it's like Australian / Canadian
Right.
dollar bills, right? They're just like sheets of plastic.
Oh, see, it's like okay, it's like paper money. but
yeah.
Right, it's like
It's just like
these aren't coins, sir.
No, coins are not used where I'm from.
Boy. Tell you what, lad, you're clearly from a long trip away. I can spare a lager.
Thanks.
Looks like you're gonna need to look for some work to get some working currency, son. Fortunately for you, you might be able to find some around here at some point soon.
Yeah,
Worst case, I can probably if you need a meal, I could probably use a hand in back washing dishes and such.
I'll keep that in mind.
Right,
Thanks. He has a long lean back before he finally takes a lager and starts drinking it just to work his way past what he's dealing with right now. It's like, what the hell have I got myself into?
I must retrace my steps. I walked through a door.
Yep.
Shit.
I walked from a bar into another bar. Usually there's more steps involved.
Or I hit my face, but neither happened.
Yes, I will say this, Skitch.
Mm-hmm.
You are 100% certain, and you have been told multiple times, that going through that door takes you to the door. Takes you out the other side of the door you went in the first place.
Right. So like, yeah. So like right now he's just saying like
flatly, from everything you've heard, impossible.
Yeah, just like, okay, all right. So I went to the door, then I went out the door, but then I didn't go out the door. I went into a different door, maybe. Was there a singularity moment? Oh, that can't be right. Singularities don't happen. That's a fairy tale. Jeez. And he just he just takes a moment to like pull out like a little notebook that again just looks very much out of place. Like has like flat metal a front and back on it. Opens up and it's just sort of like going over some notes in there. Okay. So it's just he's muttering to himself. I assume he's in earshot of the other players that are not the mermaid stinging.
How quality is your gear? How well dressed are you?
I would say that in terms of the quality of the materials, it all looks good, right? It doesn't, it's not like it doesn't look. The best way to describe it is that the materials that he carries on don't look cheap, but they definitely don't look like they belong here.
Ah,
So,
so
like-
exotic and well made. Okay.
Yeah, like it's like the pants he has on are they're nice quality denim jeans, but
That
denim
I have any
jeans.
idea what denim is.
Exactly. He has well made either cross trainers or sneakers, right? His he has like a little bit of like a reinforced leather jacket type thing that is stylized like a more modern like Viking jacket of sorts. Not quite the same as that, but again, like the stylization of everything just looks wrong. But it doesn't look cheap or poorly made. It might be mass manufactured, but it's not poorly
Again,
made.
not something that. Well,
That's something that matters to us folk here.
Sure.
Eric, I will say your perception roll also notices that he is muttering to himself about something that you cannot make it out. There is a bard performing, after all,
Right.
and you can't.
Yeah.
You don't want to pay so much attention that you lose track of what's going on at the card game.
Yeah, I mean, I have to cheat convincingly here.
Well, I mean, yeah, you get the impression that one of the people at the table is convinced you're cheating.
Yeah.
Largely due to the fact
Well-
that he's also cheating and you're winning.
I'm going to also do one. I'm going to do Eric a solid here. At one point after Cameron is done looking at his book, he reaches to his jacket pocket, pulls out something, a little cardboard box, opens it up, and pulls out what looks to be a set of playing cards, and he just starts shuffling the cards to himself, just kind of as like a almost like a nervous tick sort of thing.
Right. So after this hand, I'm gonna say to my my mates at the table here. So what do you lot say we invite the new guy in? Seems like he might be got else you can bet that coat of his. Bet one of us could sell that for a fair amount.
Yeah, if he's willing to play table stakes, that's fine with me.
So,
Everyone sort of nods like, yeah, sure.
what?
Boy, odd boy, why
Well-
don't you come on over here? We got a friendly game going on. Looks
A
like you
game?
could do with a steak.
I mean, what type of steak are we talking about here?
A mistake. Ba-dum.
Wow.
Mostly we've been playing for coin and the like, but I couldn't help notice you didn't have any. But we might be able to front you a bit, see if you can get started. Maybe throw in some of that nice coat, maybe those weird shoes of yours.
Like Cameron walks over to the open chair. He sits down with the metal notebook, and then the stack of his own cards just kind of on top. Yeah, and then he has his lager on alongside with it. Sits down. It's like, I mean, gosh, the coat's quite a lot. I mean, when I picked it up originally, it was at least 2,500 credits. So.
Well, ain't
I'm
no
not
one
sure.
giving you credit here, but we'll give you a little bit of credit. Let's say everyone chips in a coin for the lad so he can get started, huh?
Everyone tosses over 25 shillings worth of so you get about 25 shillings worth of coinage in front of you, Skitch. So 25 coppers, basically.
So what are y'all playing here?
We're playing Dead Man's Draw. Deuces are wild.
Dead Man's Straw, huh? Now
It's just a random card game that
No,
basically
no,
translates from poker.
it's fine. I'm trying to think I'm trying to think if Cameron would even understand what Dead Man's Draw would be, if that's even a familiar
It might be.
name for a card game.
Or you could observe for a hand and see if it looks familiar to you.
Yeah. It's like, let me get my stuff cleaned up. Why don't you all just do a hand without me to start? And I'll hop in. Cameron does a little bit of another ripple shuffle of his cards and then puts them back in their sleeve and sets it away so he can just watch a hand of it.
All right, Glix will shuffle the deck. He's not doing anything fancy with it that you can see.
Important.
He's actually
interesting
going to play this
clarifier.
hand. He's actually going to play this hand entirely straight. Yeah, explaining the rules as he goes.
Mm-hmm.
All All right, Skitch, you can give me an intelligence check with if you've got if you have a proficiency that you think would apply, you could apply it.
Well, he has a proficiency in playing card sets and history. So
That will
either
pick
That
one.
works.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll do. I'll just run with the playing card set. So this will
that
be.
gives you have proficiency with the roll basically. So yeah.
Yeah. So let's do this. This will be +5 if it doesn't execute there. Well, that was a natural 20, so that's a 25 on the result there.
Okay, yeah, you know exactly what game they're playing. Thinking about it, like yeah, actually the name you know by would be it's sort of a derivative, like Dead Man's Hand is sort of you can see where that name came from.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay. Oh, I see what you're doing. So you're saying deuces are wild again on it?
Oh, it's no fun if nothing's wild.
No, of course. I just didn't make sure I know what is wild before you deal me in here. Yeah, so, yeah, okay. And then, like, after, like, the round goes by, it's like, all right, sure, deal me in.
I'll deal him in on the next hand.
Mhm.
Okay.
And again, I'm gonna let Skitch win this one.
You're gonna let me win this one. Okay.
While this is going on,
Uh-huh.
the armored woman is going to, as quietly as you can in heavy armor, kind of casually walk over to the bar and just put down a couple of copper pieces and just kind of nod over in the direction of Cameron and then go back to where she was sitting before.
The barkeep nods. Gotcha, lass.
Yeah, I'm basically gonna have this play it moderately straight for the first few rounds, and then I'll start hustling.
Okay.
As you do.
If you want us to roll at all at any point, Peter, just inform what
yeah.
rolls you
For
want.
the straight rounds, both of you give me intelligence checks with appropriate. It's a game. It's a game of skill tech. So that's an intelligence check.
Yeah.
Plus, if you've got appropriate proficiency, use it.
15 in my case.
Yeah, okay.
Just because. Yeah. Go ahead, Eric.
That work?
I just
Where
do
am I?
intelligence and just account for the proficiency bonus of +2 afterwards.
Hold on. For some reason, it closed my D20.
Ah.
Just made the decadron just fold right in upon itself.
So
Add
that'd
2 to my
be
roll there.
All
So
right.
15 also.
Yeah.
All right,
it's just
so-
like, yeah, we just
For the rounds you guys are playing straight, you guys basically split the winnings between the two of you from the rest of the table. Eric, this kid actually knows what he's doing when it comes to playing poker. At least playing Dead Man's Hand. At least when you're playing it without cheating.
Right.
Like he knows his stuff. He's a solid player. Not as
All right.
it's like, oh, he actually does know what he's doing. Huh. Okay.
All right. He's got some of the other guy's money, so I can start hustling him now.
Yeah.
All
By
right.
the way, you guys start making basically the guy who, by the way, Eric, the guy who was trying to hustle, was basically cheating while you were cheating earlier. Seems to be figured the same thing out. You figured out you seem to be vibing with your plan to some degree. Though he's mildly annoyed that you guys were taking his money. He's like mildly annoyed that this kid, the rube was actually knew what he was doing. He's like, oh, this guy isn't actually a complete rube. Well, all right then.
Ah, complications.
It's like, oh,
all right. So
Yeah, the conversation on the at the table. I'm going to through innuendo try to steer the conversation to. So we take this guy for everything, right? With the other cheater.
he seems to be along for the ride. Sure.
All right. Sorry, Skitch.
like Cameron has like has his notebook like open, and it's like with one hand between and just jotting down things in the notebook on the side while the game's being proceeded.
By the way, Eric,
What's your name? Yeah.
oh, so go ahead. Yep, go ahead.
What's your name, new guy?
Cameron, what's yours?
I'm Glixen. This is Johnny, Tim, and I'll just go through it.
Yeah. Hey all. Yeah, it's nice to at least take my mind off of trying to figure out, well, where this is. But that's a whole different story.
Well, you're in the inn on the road down from your Burbelgog down to the gate.
Well, on
I
the plus
see.
side, the teleportation gates are a thing you're aware of, Skitch.
Was that?
You are aware of the teleportation gates.
Yeah. But, okay, so there are gates here. Okay. You just jot down a note. Might be able to make use of that. Like he just noticed himself. Look, I might be able to make use of that.
So
For
what
now,
brings you
just
out
do
here?
this. I'm not sure what brings me out here. Actually,
It was quite the entrance you made there. All the sparking and the whirling and whatnots.
oh, so that's what you saw. Okay, interesting. Just look another jot of notes down on the little notepad there, and then well, I got a lot to process about that, but for the time being, at least I'm getting a better idea of what the vibe is around here.
Me cheating.
There's
Oh my!
trying to think of how to respond to that.
I think that Cameron might be a little bit distracted by, the life-changing event he's just gone through. So maybe he didn't
Yes.
notice that.
Well, Cameron also has both proficiency in playing cards and sleight of hand as well.
Well,
So
I
you can
think
cheat also. But,
Yes.
Let the games actually begin.
I think the funnier thing would be for him to try to run a counter hustle here.
That's what I mean.
Go
Let the
for it.
games
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
begin.
Ah, close. But
Okay, well, Eric. So your cheating works very well. You realize that you're not winning as much off of Cameron as you thought you were. However, the other guy at the table who is cheating is losing heavily, despite the fact he's cheating. He looks very, very, very frustrated. He's got that look on his face of, I can't call them out on cheating because I'm cheating. God damn it.
like, I would say that there's as this kind of continues on, Cameron's like card handling gets to a point where his left hand is like writing down notes while his right hand is manipulating the cards like on their own.
Doing the kind of cutting and spinning cards around and putting the deck back together in one hand thing. Yeah.
yeah.
It's just sort of like, I guess the question is, do either of us notice that the other one is actually trying
You
to
should
follow
each give me
us?
wisdom checks with if
Yeah.
you got if you
Sounds
got
like perception to me.
perception bits. Yep.
That's a 15 from me. And let's see what. All right.
Oh,
So,
20!
Okay, Eric. Cameron is cheating and is actually very good at it. Like, he's like, oh, holy crap! I'm playing with another card shark. You realize that if you work together, you could easily take the rest of the table, no sweat.
I'll adjust my strategy accordingly. and mutter, "Shut up, Bob."
At some point during all this, Engineer goes back to the bar to get more tea, and he just starts kind of watching the game. He's like, "What are they playing?"
So yeah, Skitch, you suspect that the goblin is cheating, but you
I
can't
can't-
actually see it. You're like, okay, I'm
Yeah.
certain he is, but I don't see it. Also, the guy with the curly hair at the table who he's also cheating and losing.
Yeah, like
It's like,
Terrence just
huh.
like
The other two people at the table are just losing. But
It's just-
they're drinking. They've been drinking enough, and they seem to be well enough off that they don't really care. They're mostly like, yeah, I can afford it, and this is fun.
It's worth watching. It's worth it watching Bob get mad as hell.
Honestly, for one of them, abso-fucking-lutely.
yeah, camera will
Every once in a
remember
while, the Glix will just go, "Shut up, Bob."
Camera will actually remark over to Glix like, "So you fish much at all? Do you fish much?"
Here and there, yeah.
Hmm.
Caught a few decent ones myself.
Hmm.
Yeah, you seem like you might know a thing or two about a little angling.
Yeah, yeah. It's kind of weird. You kind of, no matter where you are or kind of what you speak, you kind of can tell if someone is, reeling them in or not. It's not even thieves' camp.
It's all about having the right kind of bait,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Give a little bit. Give the line just enough slack. Yeah.
The curly-haired guy is looking increasingly angry.
You guys are
You
guys are being very insensitive for the fact that there is a mermaid performer in the bar.
They're whispering, I'm singing, and I'm playing a harp.
I'm here to entertain. I gotta get paid.
More to the fact that I'm paying attention to me, not them.
I wonder if we should try to see if we run the table down at this point.
We should definitely tear the table down. We should take these guys for everything.
All right, you guys play on for a little while longer if you guys are doing that. After
I do have a question. A
Yep.
question. Are things becoming more animated over in that corner at the least?
Well, the guy with the curly hair eventually says, "That's it. I can't afford this anymore. I'm done. I'm just cash me out." He is
hard luck
enough.
there, buddy, but we understand.
You win some, you lose some. It happens. Guess I'll be keeping.
He is glaring death at both of you. But again,
keep my thread here for now.
he is He is just smart enough to know that he can't call you guys on it.
All right. So from my perspective, like I can see that, the curious individual has gone to play cards, and one of the other individuals is cashing out with,
He has
disdain.
lost, but he's lost a lot of money. He has lost a lot of money because he's been cheating and playing like he's like, aha, I'm cheating, therefore I can. Oh, I'll keep.
So how does the rest of the whole area look to me from up on the stage?
Well, there's the kobold that was up front is now watching the card game.
Little annoyed to have lost my audience, not gonna lie.
The kobold is currently writing down a cone. Where he's like, a fool with gold in one hand and cards in the other will soon have neither. He's just writing that down. He's like, that sounds pretty good. Somebody will buy that.
The other people at the table are either well enough off that they don't mind.
They don't care.
Like, this is at least it's like, okay, we're clearly being cheated, but the people who are cheating us are good enough that what we're losing is just entertainment money. This is this is fascinating. We're trying to spot exactly how we're being cheated and we're not seeing it. Whatever. I can afford this.
So the situation is clear even from someone who's over there and not involved.
Well, it's not. It's clear that that there are people at the table who are. Well, there's one person who's annoyed but has left. There's a couple people who seem fascinated and are watching the goblin and the new guy carefully, and the other people are obviously fairly inebriated and aren't really paying that much attention.
So short version, there's the formation of an audience over there.
To a degree, yes.
All right, I'm stepping up my game.
We're World Series of Pokering over here.
Yeah, it's like, okay, I'm losing I'm being shown up at my job at entertaining, and it's like, okay, having one's
I've-
fun is fine. Losing my audience, that's a problem. So she's going to start basically going to kind of ride the momentum over there, and is going to start playing something a little more tense and energetic to kind of like match the whole feeling over there. It's like, okay, there's definitely like something going on, but you know what it is, no one can really pin. Just like just something, with increasing intensity, and it's like, it's like something's going to, burst at some point, or just playing like that kind of a tempo,
All right.
and just running with that.
If
It's
you
like,
like
all
wood,
right.
you may give me a charisma check with proficiency for performance if you'd like.
Oh, where would I ever have something like that?
I can't imagine where you would, Bard.
Yep. Yep.
Solid.
Is there a way to make this thing auto scroll?
It should.
It
auto-scroll
does
by
if you have it
default?
scrolled all the way down.
Mhm.
I've had it all the way down, and it just keeps not
Hmm.
doing it.
Huh.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Double check here.
So you start playing, and it's an up-tempo song. It goes, if you like to gamble, I tell you I'm your man.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'm a very skilled musician. I'm able to get an electric guitar out of a harp.
Yeah.
That's how. That sounds like something out of Final Fantasy 14. So.
it occurs to me that
Damn
I
right.
had a tab for this, and a tab for this, and forgot to put you guys on. Put you guys there.
So Eric, shall we do another slide of hand roll off here?
Absolutely.
Go for it if you
Alright.
want.
Oh wow, very close still.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not as lavish as Seto's performance with our 12 and 13, but
No, Seto is
Ceto.
Sito. Sorry, Sito
Sito,
is
yeah.
she's good.
all right.
The bard, there's a bard actually. You guys are actually. By the way, you guys now really actually do notice the bard performing. It's like, oh, yeah, there's a bard here. I forgot that. Damn, she's good. All right. While all of this is going on, the door to the inn opens again, and in walk a pair of people. Walk in a group that are very obviously merchants, right? Yeah. No, that's not right. Not merchants. Caravaneers.
Mm.
It's very clear a caravan team just walks in. They have a look of, as they're walking in, they you can hear them grumbling about something, but they look around like, all right, and they basically make a beeline for the bar. It's literally. So you see the two guys who are very clearly the guys who are sort of running the caravan. They're the driver. They're basically they're the drivers and such. And the usual sort of caravan escorts that you would expect for along this road don't seem to be following. Aren't following them in. They walk up to the bar and say, "Okay, innkeep." They slap down some coins in the. That's for the for the horses in the stable. Your hand told us to pay at the counter here. He nods. Here for the night? Yep. All right. Standard rates. You guys, anyone who wants to overhear, like you hear, everyone can hear that bit. They then sort of lean to talk to the barkeep a bit. If anyone nearest to the bar can give me a perception check to catch what they're saying.
Injir is at the bar, so
Yep.
Not it.
Yep.
perception.
You guys with money just walked in. I'm listening.
I figured
Did that go through?
it did. All right, you're close enough that you. Yep. Oh yeah, Cameron definitely hears.
That's the second natural 20 for Cameron's
Yeah.
roll. This
Yeah, no shit. Well done.
So yeah, they're very clear. So dude, we had to the mercs we hired to escort us to the outpost, the trade outpost. peeled off from us about half they basically we got hit by some bandits, and they decided that they drove them off, but they ended up feeling like they didn't want to. They for some reason they just sort of decided to they weren't going to go. They didn't want to go any further, so they basically took partial pay and let it, because we were close enough to here to get here safely. They got us past the dangerous part, but do you think there anybody around that we can hire to escort us to the trade outpost? Because got enough stuff on the wagons that we'd really rather have guards on the road ahead. But Keep says, "Well, there's some people here. I think you might be able to help you." He sort of first sort of gestured, sort of definitely you can see him sort of indicating the heavily armored lady in the back, in the sort of the corner of the tavern. It's like, she may not be exactly, she clearly knows what she's doing. You might be able to hire her, and there might be some other people here who might be interested. Why don't you just, if you want, just post a flyer on the board over there, or ask around if you'd like. But yeah, if you want to stick up a employment thing, people can check in with you before you head to bed, and maybe check in the morning. I don't know. It's up to you. But feel free to use the job board there. They nod. One of them pulls a bit of parchment out of their bag and writes something up and walks over and sort of sticks it on the board. It's very clearly a jobs board. Like, all of you recognize what that is.
Mm-hmm.
Except for Cameron, who can't figure out why they aren't just using online jobs notifications.
Yeah. Why they're just posting this on Craigslist?
Yeah, exactly.
LinkedIn, Monster,
I think of some other alternate names for Craigslist. Like,
oh geez, Gilgamesh list.
let's see here. I'm trying to think of some other good ones. I'll come up with some ideas.
Korag's list.
But
Prowl's listening.
Cameron's paying attention, writing notes.
The curly-haired guy wanders by the board, looks at it, cocks his head to the side a bit, shrugs, and wanders off.
Well, that looks like some work that could be done. Huh.
Honest, even.
Yeah. Sounds kind of win-win, all things considered.
Heading down that way anyway. Might as well get paid for it.
Yeah, I don't know where to go, so...
Yeah. Well, if you take a look at the...
you stick with me. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Stick with me, Cameron. We'll make some coin, get our way down to the trade post. Places like that, always lots of work for people like us.
Well, that sounds like a plan, though I think we're still in the middle of seeing who can finish off this pot here.
Well, we'll finish off, and then we'll talk to our erstwhile future employers.
By the way, Nick, one of the two of them,
yes.
One of the two of them walks up to you, says, "Out of curiosity, ma'am, you do any mercenary work, guard work?"
I have delved into it on occasion.
Well, we're in need of some escorts from the rest of the way from here to the outpost by the gate. If you're interested, we definitely be hiring.
You have posted the details?
Yep, they're up on the board.
I will look into it.
Excellent. Just let us know before we have to leave in the morning. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
We'll probably leave sometime after breakfast. We're not in a huge rush, but it's about a day's travel from here, roughly, to the outpost. So not too bad.
If you happen to be going the way that I intended, I will happily join you.
Cool. Thank you very much, ma'am.
At some point during all this, Engineer kind of goes over to the board, looks at it, goes to the closest table, grabs a chair, pulls it over to the to the board, hops on it, and reads the details of the job.
It's standard job. It's about I should say it's actually about a day and a half. You will have to camp out overnight somewhere. But they are offering pretty good rates, honestly. And they will provide meals also on top of that.
Fun bonus.
Half up front, half on arrival.
He's just like, the universe does provide. And he gets down and he
So I'm not sure exactly how much sort of X game. I'm not sure exactly how much cash, but it is a reasonable price for the job they're asking. Even also, if you guys do get into a fight, there is bonus pay. Obviously, if you have to fight off bandits or any there is hazard pay basically. If you do have to get into a fight, you get a bonus, assuming you live.
yeah, he's obviously interested. He's just like, he's kind of stroking his chin, pushing his spectacles up as he goes back to the bar. Obviously gonna go talk to those people later.
Taking his chair with him, sitting in it.
just screeches across the entire bar.
There were chairs closer to the board.
Oh, this was mine.
This whole thing was avoidable. This could have been avoided.
Like by the time he gets to the chair over to the job listing, the bartender's brought a stool over, but he fits the chair down instead. No, I've got it.
All right.
So my plan is to play until these guys quit.
Oh yeah, people they eventually the novelty of basically the people who are playing for novelty eventually okay, we're not going to figure this out. This has been fun, but we have limits, and the drunk guys eventually are just too drunk to really keep playing.
All right.
It's basically down to the two of you, and you're basically trading back and forth, basically dead even because you have the same bonus. So I'm just gonna say over time it averages out to even.
Yeah, fair enough. It'll even out. Yeah.
So neither of you is going to call the other out. So.
Well, they both
we
figured
already did the fishing metaphor.
Yeah, they both figured each other. Yeah, we're both cheating. So that's what who can cheat better? No, we're actually just equally skilled. This is hilarious, but pointless.
Yeah. So I'm curious about what Cameron's actual pull from this ends up being.
Net result,
probably not that much, but
I would say probably like
5 silvers each or something.
At least. You guys weren't playing for a lot, so I'd say for 10 silvers.
All right.
Which is not bad.
Yeah. That's actually good haul for playing cards in a bar.
Yeah. Well, again, two of the people at the table were actually fairly well off. Yeah, they're not showing any interest in the job posting, as an aside.
It's like at some point, guys are like, I think we're reaching an impasse here, Grix.
Yeah, I think, Mr. Cameron, we have about played this out. Let's, I'm gonna go check out that posting over there and, maybe see about some honest employment on my way down south.
Sure. I'll join you. As an added bonus, because of the prior perception checks Eric did, as Cameron stands and gets his stuff together, when the jacket moves aside, Grix can see something holstered on his left hip. He may not know what unless he even knows what a pistol looks like. It looks kind of like a pistol, like a flintlock, pistol or something like that, but it doesn't look like one outside
a
of the
hand bow
shape.
without the cross piece.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah,
it's roughly the size of a hand bow, but wrong.
Yeah, you can see Glix has a few knives on him, but doesn't seem to be obviously armed.
Mm-hmm.
There's some other weapons
there's some other weapons that Cameron has on hand. There's a knife strapped to his lower leg, a short sword strapped down there, and on his right arm, there's something that looks like it's sort of braced on there. It's like a shield mounted on his arm, like a bracer, and then on the other, there's like a whip of sorts on his right hip, but like that's just a little breakdown of his stuff as Cameron joins Grix and Glix in going over the job offer.
Yeah. Glix is going to maybe you could pull that down a bit, push it a bit high.
Yeah, sure. Just like pulls it off the board so that he and Glix can read it together.
Just you hear this sigh from the bar.
No, this is actually, given that goblins occasionally do swing through here, this is not that uncommon.
Honestly, like they should have just posted 2 copies of it.
Actually, yes, they should have. That is
Oh, I'm
actually
not
the
thinking
opinion of the
about it.
bartender. The innkeep's like, yeah, that they really should have posted 2 copies.
As he looks at his floor where there's like the drag marks from the chair.
Yeah, it's very clear he doesn't actually blame the kobold for this. It's like, yeah.
This is my life now.
Going that way anyway. This seems fair enough.
Well,
Go talk to him.
Yeah, sure. Sure, why not?
I imagine around this point,
Your set basically
since
wrapped
people
up.
are clearing out, the set's done.
Yeah,
is
basically,
about ready to wind down,
Yeah,
and
it
so
is, it is technically it's definitely it's like it's late enough like the it's now late enough that you've performed your prescribed time that you were requested to do so. So yeah, you have food and drink and room waiting for you, plus pay.
Oh, it's
That
also
means-
late enough to make negotiating a bit easier.
That being said, Cito is not one to simply just conclude, and since the last piece that she was playing was on the more intense side of things, she basically just draws it to a climax of actually it's hard to imagine playing a harp hard, but she does. And basically ends it on like one final draft of her fingers with a note that carries beyond the vibrations of the harp with her voice, I should specify, until she actually ends it abruptly with a very conclusive climax.
Okay.
At this, you're like claps excitedly. Goes up to the stage.
You definitely get applause from everybody in the inn, including the innkeepers. Like,
Hey.
And here goes up to the
Lady knows how to
stage
finish
and
his
like
set.
puts a coin like I don't know, she has like a case or whatever.
I hadn't thought about that, but yeah, something like that. Yeah.
the innkeep looks.
Yeah.
By the way, Cameron, the innkeep as you do. The innkeeper nods and says, "All right, we'll bring. Yeah, that's enough for room in a meal. No problem."
Excellent. We're just gonna look into this job that just got posted. Okay?
Awesome. He says the Cavaliers they pop through here every now and then. They're good folk.
Got it.
They posted jobs here before.
Yeah, Glixa will walk on over to the Cavalier. So noticed you're posting over there, lads. Seeing as we're all heading in the same way. Oh, I'm a fair hand at the blade, and I know my way around. So I'm applying for the job.
They look you up and down. All right. You do your work. If you say that's, they sort of give you a once over, and it's clear they know what they're looking for.
Right.
Well, they look at each other. Yeah, he looks like he knows. He knows. At least he knows a little something about what he knows enough to be competent. You are very clearly an adventurer, at least.
Yeah, Cameron is right behind, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm also interested in helping Glix and the rest of you out and making sure that your cargo docks safely in its destination."
All right. They give you a once over. You're a little bit harder to read, but again, yeah, you at least carry yourself like you know what you're doing, which is at least half the battle with putting off bandits usually. It's like if you look like you know what you have a clue, Bannister will often pass you by. Like,
Easier prey down the road. Yeah.
basically yes. That's a
That is my entire survival strategy in real life.
They are really hoping that Nick's character signs on. The giant axe, heavy armor. That's often a thing that puts people off.
Yeah.
At some point, Ingear goes over them as well, and it's like, "You are the ones hiring for the caravan, yes? You are in need of guards?
We are.
I would like to offer my services." He kind of bows a little bit. He's 3'0",
Yep.
wearing silk, white, and blue robes.
All right. That is going to require an actual roll from them. Hang on. Plus what? They sort of give you a sort of look over. Well, the first one's looks like he's sort of hesitating. The other guy sort of taps on the shoulder and says, I think he knows martial arts. What? Oh. All right. Yeah. I mean, yeah. You know what you look like. The base is he knows that he definitely carries himself like he knows he knows how to handle himself. You know what? Yeah. Sure. Why not?
You have been a very wise decision. I will see you at dawn.
We'll be leaving after breakfast, but yeah.
There's something very threatening about the way you said that, Ash.
At dawn.
I meant the other thing, actually.
You made a wise decision.
Yeah.
That definitely is a little bit in Ingir's tone when he talks to people sometimes. He is a tiny dragon.
I mean, yeah, kinda.
After that he goes back to the bar and pays for his tea and gathers his things and pays for his night.
After gathering whatever tips she gets, and she sets up with her set, Cito will kind of slither off of the stage, which involves a bit of a hop, which is a little rough, but most overlanders are not setting up things with consideration for people who don't have legs, so she kind of deals with it.
Bit of a rarity, I imagine. Especially in the middle of the
I figured it leads a little goth being called up coasters or something like that.
Yeah, and after the plague ended, all of the accessibility just got taken out of all these establishments. So,
Boo.
Commentary. Sorry.
But upon concluding that and, making sure everything is square with the bartender, or maybe picking up whatever pay she may have earned otherwise.
Oh, yeah, you get a few silvers.
Excellent. She'll head over, look at this post that was getting so much attention, and just kind of looking over. Oh. And she happens to be heading around in that direction. And she will slither her way over and present herself. Pardon me. You seem to be going the same direction that I'm going. I would like to apply.
They look you over.
He's used to this notion.
Yes. I mean, you're very clearly a skilled musician. You know how to handle yourself in a fight? I mean, obviously.
Is there a dartboard? Actually, what am I doing?
There's a dartboard.
I'm going to operate on feng shui rolls. Yeah,
yes,
of course
please.
There's a dartboard. Yeah. She will. She'll reach into her case, pull out a crossbow, and fire a shot straight into the center of the dartboard.
Okay.
I have other talents as well.
All right, you're all right. Good shot. That's damn handy. All right, yeah, you're high.
Being accosted by individuals who think I'm an easy mark is tiresome.
I can understand that, and I can totally understand why a member of your profession would want to be able to handle themselves At least against your average ruffian at least.
Like Cameron's just stuck looking at the dart for a long while. It's like physical projectiles. Just
Excellent. I'm a novelty in more ways than one.
I mean, physical projectiles
said
are
in
not like
character.
completely unknown. It's just
yeah, just more of just like, why would someone use that? That's so impractical. You gotta physically track your ammunition and store it somewhere, and it weighs you down. Why would someone do that? Like he's not saying all that out loud, but he just says like physical projectiles, huh?
Plus, there's a chance that the projectiles break on each use.
And there's a chance that somebody might cause them all to explode at once. But so like Cameron like fishes out his notebook, opens it up, and just sort of jots down a note in there. I don't know why, by making Cameron left-handed just for the heck of it.
okay, cool.
Sure, why not? All right. After setting that, she'll go and retrieve the bolt from the dartboard, put her weapon away, etc.
So the innkeep sort of sighs like
He'll give a silver back.
he nods. A little while later, you notice him sort of walking out from behind the bar with another dartboard in hand, swaps them.
You see behind the bar all the times that people have demonstrated their target practice on various dartboards.
Yes, actually.
He taps the
if you
sign
look behind the
above the
bar, you see
dartboard.
one that's got like 2 or 3 daggers stuck in it.
He taps the sign above the dartboard. Please do not shoot at the dartboard.
Okay, if there's been a sign, she wouldn't have done it.
He actually is, at this point he heads her size, gets out a piece of parchment, scribbles, "Only use darts on this thing, damn it." Sticks it up on the wall.
In fairness, I was making a point that I wasn't damaging the wall. That'd be harder to repair.
Also harder to get your bolt out.
Exactly.
But yeah, it's very clear the innkeep's like, you know what? This is my own goddamn fault. At this point, I should just put a sign up.
This has been an educational evening.
Imagine it's just sort of like, and here's the decoy dartboard for people to show off their skills to prospective employers, and here's the real one for people who want to play actual fucking darts.
You might figure that out eventually. You might just... Usually it's some clown who decides, aha, look how awesome I'm at throwing knives. Wata. Which, actually is worse for the dartboard than someone just shooting a single bolt at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least mine is related.
Now that the crowd has started to disperse a little bit, it's not so packed in the bar. The armor woman will go over and inspect the job listing, verify that it is going in the direction she was going anyway, and she will just kind of cast a look over at the organizers, and she'll nod her head.
The two of them look actually pretty relieved. Like they're like, yeah, we got some different prospects, but like you are the most obvious like visual
I'm
deterrent.
a fighter.
Yeah, you're the most obvious visual deterrent.
Yeah, like bandits don't tend to, scope out caravans from a distance. Go like, you think that guy knows martial arts? But like, oh, that woman has a giant axe. Okay.
Yeah, somehow I don't imagine that Cito is particularly deterring.
Like
That one's wearing a year's pay in heavy armor. That's a tiny dragon in a silk robe.
That's a pretty lady who sings well. That's an attractive target. Let's go.
They look at the back of the cart. Is that a fucking mermaid?
We should fuck with these guys. They've got a mermaid with them.
But it's like, it's like mermaid, sort of somewhat skinny human, goblin, kobold. Okay, we can totally take this. Fighter with great axe. Okay, that's an actual problem. All right. So the evening passes. You guys take your room. You guys all have rooms, so you stay the night. Morning comes around. Breakfast is served. Your meal is being covered by the caravan because that's part of the deal. Also, this gives you a chance to actually for people who do not know each other, to introduce themselves to each other now.
Question: how far inland are we in the moment?
Well, if we go back to, you're basically dead middle of the continent, actually, at this point.
Let me rephrase my question. How far are we from a body of water?
Uh, there's a river. There is a river nearby.
Okay. All right. So there probably is some fish.
Oh yeah. Oh no, yeah. Well, again,
Okay.
like there is like okay. So if we go back to the map tab, did I actually do the right thing? Hang on. No, I didn't. There we go. Boom.
Right.
So you guys are sort of there. Hang on. There.
Dead center of the continent. Yeah.
Right there.
Okay.
There's a mountain range
Yeah.
right off to your west. There's a river that comes running down off of it through there.
Ah, makes sense. Yeah.
You mean to
Okay.
the east?
To the east, yes, I can talk. I have words. There's also like there are small like the forests I've got on the map are the big forests. There are smaller sort of foresty areas also near here. You're not
All
looking
right.
at there is a dead land around the gate though, as usual.
Right. But point is there's a river, so like there are at least like river fish available.
Yes.
So yeah, like yeah,
There, it's actually
yes,
fairly.
yeah, Cito will be having some river fish and stuff that would go along with that.
Oh yeah. Yes, you have fish is actually it turns out fish is actually fairly common it's one of the more common meat dishes here. Because there's a river nearby, it's an easy to stock protein. Therefore,
Anyone who actually takes the moment to notice, not that she's trying to hide it or anything, will notice that as it turns out, marine individuals don't have much of a need to chew the likes of plant fiber in their native habitat, so all of her teeth are actually sharp.
Oh, we have that much in common.
Hey,
That's pretty much the same thing with Angier.
no, yeah.
Yeah, the majority of the party here has sharp teeth, so
Yeah.
I'm not sure what you're saying here.
Turns out
just clearing it up that as
there
a
are two
mermaid, she
humans
doesn't
and
have
then
like
a
human
bunch of
teeth.
pointy teeth, and then 3 carnivores basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
I guess it might look a little bit more odd on her because she looks more human-ish on
Yeah.
the
Exactly,
torso.
yeah.
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 Sure.
If the caravan's paying, Glix is getting like double portions of everything.
They're fine with that. A, you're a goblin, so double portions is not as bad as it would be for a human. B,
Right.
they know that feeding your guards well is a good thing, and it's cheaper than getting raided by bandits. So yeah, you guys can you are able to introduce yourselves to each other. Nick.
You lot all heading down to the gate also? Ow.
Angier's like, yes, indeed. We are. I need to take a look at it. As he between mouthfuls of the fish stew.
Cito, being a polite eater, concludes her chewing before responding, and does respond. Actually, doing a voice for her would be difficult. I have my own reasons for investigating the gates, but I'm certain my works will benefit all the more from it. So that's about my reason.
Don't see too many fish folk around here. It's pretty far from the ocean. How'd you get out here?
One of her ear fins kind of twitches at the term fish folk.
He has no idea that he's insulting.
Oh, I know, but she doesn't change her expression from like the smile that she's holding, and doesn't like outwardly respond to it. Oh, I know.
Angier's I'm sorry. So Angier's on the other side of the table, just kind of like shaking his head, but no.
Oh, I know. This is rather inland. We don't tend to come here. It's a bit dry, as you might imagine.
Just kind of obvious. You come up like the river, or like how'd you get out here?
Well, I suppose I could have, but that would be a little lonely. I like going to where there's a lot of people where I can make them happy.
Ah, all right.
I mean,
I gotcha.
She is very clearly a bard, so or a traveling minstrel at least.
Yeah.
Like Cameron's just sort of like
If
observing.
you were to ask her, she would say songstress.
Fair enough.
Cameron's just observing the other conversations going on around the table as he eats fairly slowly while jotting down notes in his book. All the while.
What about the big human lady? What's your story? Where are you heading?
I happened to be going in this direction before. My name is Kalia.
Hi, Kalia. I'm Glix Shivshanks, so I like to keep moving. Seems like this is a good direction to be moving in, so I'm moving in it.
Angier just looks at Glix. He's like, I am Angier. And yes, the universe has put me on this path as well. You must be very wise.
That's one word for it. So, so what's your story? You're dressed all fancy like be traveling out here.
Is that Angier, or is that
It's
Camper?
Angier, yeah.
Yeah, Angier. There was a discrepancy with some of the records at my monastery. I need to verify and possibly correct them, or the consequences could be dire. He just kind of he's very serious as he says it, like it's the most important thing in the world.
So what? You're a scholar then, yeah?
Some would call us scholars. We simply keep record of things.
Like a clerk. All right.
He just kind of chuckles at that, goes back to his soup.
Okay, just noting that down. It's like he just mutters as he keeps on writing down notes.
And he just looks over at Cameron and like he's fascinated by like the zipper on his jacket. Like, what the fuck is that?
All right.
Yeah. So like Cameron hasn't introduced himself yet because he's just been like writing out notes this whole time. And then just sort of blinks around. Oh, and realizes. Hi. I'm Cameron. I don't know much of what I can say, most because I don't know really still where I am or how I got here. So for the time being, I'm just trying to get my bearings and get some sort of money that's actually useful here, so I can so I'm not completely left hanging.
So that visual performance of yours wasn't a performance of your own choosing?
There was a visual performance.
Yeah, so that was quite the grand entrance.
Yeah, like I said,
Not everyone to look away from me for a moment.
Swirls.
Was able to draw everyone's eye away from me for a moment. I must admit, I was a bit jealous.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I just walked through a door, and here I am.
Fascinating.
Yeah, I heard it goes like that sometimes. No idea.
It'd be
That's
that way.
crazy. I don't know this guy.
So you don't know where the Cabineers go. Well, if you don't know where you are, we do have a map of the continent.
I can look at that.
Might
sure.
Might be of help. Might not. That.
I mean, as long as I know where we're going, I don't think I need to know the rest. But
Sure.
Appreciate...
They're happy to roll out a map. The map of the continent. I'll bring you back to the tab. Oh, I've got you on the tab already. Beautiful. I'm smart.
Yeah.
So yeah. To the point, we're roughly here, right here, and we're headed down to the trading outpost. That's just a bit out, about a half day's travel from the gate that's here.
Okay. Now, as I look at this map, does this map look at all familiar to me?
Not exactly.
So it's like,
Skitch, that's a question that you and I will have to answer at some point.
yeah. I mean, the immediate answer could be no, it's not for some reason, right? It's just like,
there are elements of the map that like do look familiar. Like the mountain ranges, do look familiar, but they don't. Like the rest of the locations, the gates look familiar.
mhm.
Everything else, like almost like the city locations don't really jive.
Mhm.
The big one over here is this one over here is labeled Cardul. That doesn't
Mhm.
sound familiar to you.
Yeah, just like,
It's like the biggest city on the
uh,
continent. You're like, I have no idea what that is. It's like, but the gates, the gates make sense. Like, okay, like this is you're definitely in the north because of the gate placements in the mountain ranges.
right. Just like,
But everything, you're like,
oh, well, yeah, but Cameron just was like, of course, that's where we are. How silly of me.
On the plus side, it's like, okay, gates make sense, mountains make sense.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Then Cameron's just like, it just sits back for a moment and just sort of thinks on this, like, all right, well, I think that's all of us then. There's not much else we need to go over. I think we might as well get a move on. The sooner we leave, sooner we get to the no, not docking station. What would you call it here? The town?
It's close enough. Trade outpost.
Generally you call them
Outpost.
towns, villages, hovels, whatever.
I mean,
Okay,
where we are right
okay.
now is just a way station, basically. It's a roadside inn. For
I do
travel.
believe I do believe there is one thing that still needs to be addressed.
Oh yes, no.
I need-
As you guys are finishing up, you guys are all giving your half payment in advance.
Oh, well, that's not where I was going with that, but
Yeah. Oh yeah. What was it? Where were you going?
damn it, what was I?
Sorry.
I had a thought for this, and I never fully formed it.
Oh,
Um,
I hate that feeling.
yep.
I could buy you time because there was something I wanted to bring up. But
Okay.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay.
I'll say my thing afterwards.
While Cameron is puzzling over the map, Kali is going to look at him and eventually is going to say, "You have no idea what you're planning, do you?"
Planning?
That sounds like a yes.
I wasn't planning anything in the first place, if that's what you mean.
You don't seem to know exactly where to start. I can help you to reach your destination in one form or another.
Nick, question for you.
Yes.
Do you overtly wear a symbol of a holy symbol?
Oh yeah.
Skitch.
Mm-hmm.
I will say there are a couple of people who have been. A couple of people here who were wearing sort of religious symbols that you didn't recognize. You recognize the one Kali is wearing. It is a symbol
Cool.
of Mortis.
What's the name of the name of the symbol?
It is a symbol of Mortis, the god of death.
And was Mortis the god of death when I knew of it?
It is a god you are aware of.
Like Cameron looks at the symbol for a moment, then looks at Kalia. It's like, listen, the last time I had to interact with any Mortis followers, it wasn't particularly pleasant. So I'm not sure what you're insinuating here, but I also am not sure if you know where any of my destinations are.
Interesting.
On the plus side, Mortis is also the god of travel.
That is I should indicate that to speak out of character on in character things, you may have the impression that Kalia was not trying to threaten you in any way.
Oh, no. Cameron's impression was that she was just threatening him right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Cameron's read was she just threatened to kill me right now.
Kalia.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. All right. Well,
I'm
if you're
not sure
being,
that's-
if you, I don't know,
Yeah.
if you're gonna be upfront about it, I'll address it upfront. Okay, so
Yeah. That's what Kalia. That's what if Kalia was reading his intonation, like that would be clear. Like saying like his response was, "Are you threatening to kill me?
gotcha.
Is that what this whole thing's about?"
Talia is going to, in response, say, I would not consider it so much a threat as an acknowledgement of the possibility.
Right. I'll just leave a note here on the side as well.
Mm-hmm.
Just like Kevin writes something down and then just like circles it. The what he's writing does not appear to be like in a language that's immediately obvious. The way that he's writing it, so it's like right. Okay.
All right. I formed my thought well enough, I think.
Okay.
Well, now, since you two seem to be getting to know each other very well, I am Sito, traveling songstress of the sea.
Excellent.
Because none of us have actually said all of our names openly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think everyone's now actually introduced themselves. Actually,
Yeah.
Well, in
don't-
one-on-one conversations, maybe, but yeah. I think for example, Grix knows everyone's name now.
Like Grix knows. I don't know. I don't think Sita would know. Oh damn, Ash's character. I don't even know it.
Ingier.
and
Yeah,
he
Ash
actually
is
did
Injir.
introduce him as Injir when he talked
Yeah.
a bit.
Okay,
did
I
it.
missed that then. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
It's all right. All right. So, introductions handled. We should probably roll on because we need to wrap up. We need to get to the.
Yeah,
at
we
least get
need
to the-
to get-
we need to get to the
yeah.
actual encounter so that we can get that done.
Yeah.
So you set out. You travel on for you. The caravan sets out. It's two wagons. Each with pulled by two horses. There's a bunch of goods a bunch of trade goods in the back. It's very clear that it's a bunch of deliveries being from a bunch of different merchants. Probably, these guys have been hired to take a bunch of deliveries from a bunch of people to bring them to the trading outpost. Word given that you are you are ranged. You use a crossbow. You are definitely allowed to ride in they definitely want you riding in one of the wagons because that's actually a good stable platform for someone with a crossbow to fire from.
It's also a good spot for someone without legs.
Yes.
True that.
It's like they were like, mermaid. Oh, she can shoot things. Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Also, this is a good traveling song point.
Oh, that is totally another selling point. It's like, wait, okay, she can shoot stuff, and she's a minstrel. That'll make the journey much more pleasant. See, yeah. So you travel on. Eventually, it's getting on towards evening. You're traveling through a bit of a woodier area. I would like everyone to give me a wisdom check with perception. If you have perception proficiency, you get to add that.
Mm-hmm.
Yay.
Nope.
No.
So just straight wisdom?
Well, if you got proficiency in perception, you get to add that.
Yeah. Yeah, if you want to, you can also just roll perception without, and if you don't have proficiency, it will just not add it in there. Yeah, not wisdom save.
Oh,
wisdom
sorry.
check.
Click the wrong one. Sorry about
That's
that.
fine.
Yeah, you just click the skill.
Yeah.
I'm distracted.
There we go.
Yeah.
All right.
Good job, Ash.
Good. Okay.
Yeah. Glix is clearly going through as stuck onto the back of one of the back wagons is going through the shipment.
All right. So
why he rolled a 3.
Injir and Cameron, the area you're going through, it's a bit denser, and it definitely is an area where if someone was going to ambush you, this is where they would do it. You're in the general vicinity. Therefore, you two are not surprised. You should copy your tokens over to the Forest Road map.
You might have to copy the tokens over for us. Yes.
Okay, you're right. I have to bring them over. Right, that is my bad. I forgot that.
Yeah. It's okay.
Yep.
Copy.
Don't worry.
I've not used Roll20 in a little while, so
The habits of map tools.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
There we go.
Ah.
So let's see here. Cameron, I
yes.
would say is probably
What the?
like
So you guys can you see the thing?
Oh,
Yep.
okay, roll 20. I grab my token and try to manipulate it, and it scrolls the whole thing. Like it's scrolling the
No.
whole map as I drag my token around.
That's
it shouldn't. Right clicking drags the map. Left clicking moves the token. So
Is there a way to
Okay.
turn off?
Yeah, so
Right clicking
does.
made it stop doing that. I don't know what that was about.
it must
it
have.
must have been must have registered a click on but not a click off or right click at some point earlier.
All right. So yeah,
Evidently.
long story short, you see, basically there are a bunch of bandits, and yeah, the. So, all right. I'm trying to think how I want to handle this. Say this. All right. So,
Mhm.
some of you rolled well enough in perception to notice to see the guys who are hiding, which are the human bandits. They've got crossbows. There are a couple of orcs and a hobgoblin who's very clearly in charge. He's got a hat.
Stupid hobs, so full of themselves.
All right. Simple enough. This is a toll road, see? You pay the toll, nothing bad happens, all right?
Like Cameron's like looking down at his notebook while and then stuff like, oh, a toll road. I don't see any gates, proper ordinances. I don't even see a declaration from the nearby government that this is a registered toll road. Are you sure this is a toll road?
Well, you see, it's sort of a local ad hoc thing. So yeah, we run the road here. We take the money from the caravans that pass through. Very low, very fair rate. Only 50 gold.
Only 50 gold, huh?
By the way, that
let
is a
me
ludicrous amount of money.
No,
Yeah.
like only 50 gold. Yeah. Let me just make sure that I got my here. I think I have something in my pocket for you all. And then Cameron just reaches over to where the holster is and just pulls out the prismatic weapon and just aims it at the one who is talking.
Yep. And by the way, this is where you should roll initiative.
Initiative.
Right. Target
I-
that. Let's see if this works.
I kind of wonder if anyone will actually know that that's a threatening gesture.
I'm hoping that they don't. But
All right, now I need to see if I can figure out. There we go. Yay! I got to find initiative for these guys. I've not fully set everything up for this, but all right. So
there should be there could be initiative tracker type thing that you.
Oh no,
I'm not sure
I
if
know how to
it's
get them into the initiative tracker in this. I just need to find what their initiative modifiers are.
Yeah. Are you gonna be rolling with the with surprised as a mechanic for this round?
No, because they had a chance. You guys had a chance to talk.
Yeah. Fair enough. That is, I just wanted to make sure because you mentioned like not surprised.
As an aside, Captain Freetime, thank you for the gift subs.
Hooray! But yeah, like.
All right, let's see. Right, bandits.
And for those that have, for anyone who happens to look Cameron's way, the weapon he has drawn, the best way to describe it in our terms, it's kind of like a revolver, but the cylinder is replaced with like this crystal.
All right, and I think this is correct. Yeah. Oh well. All right. All right. So let's see. Add turn. I think that's right. No, that's not. How do I do the initiative list in this? I forget.
I don't know how to initiate it. There should be
There's a way to do it. It's been a little while since I looked at this, so hang on. Where is it in here? Wrong button. Well, that did something. Oh, that's what it did. Okay.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Initiative, a turn tracker. It's a little clock icon on the left-hand side. It's the turn tracker.
Clock icon left hand side. There we go. Yep, great.
Yep. And then, see, like, name should already be... If you click on your token when you roll the initiative, your token will actually be inserted into the turn order automatically.
Yep.
But
So how do
you
I?
can,
I don't know.
you have, if you click your token, so the little dots kind of appear around it first, and then have clicked on the. You don't have to worry about it now because you have the best initiative anyway. But I think Peter can add the other characters in there. Like I can modify my initiative, so Peter just needs to add the other tokens in there.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now.
Yep, you'll add the player tokens, and you can modify your player tokens initiative once it's on inside the turn order. But to automatically have it post in there, you just need to make sure that your token is targeted in Roll20. Then you can use the Beyond 20 roller to roll initiative, and it'll actually insert you into the turn order
All right, there
list.
we go. Bang. There we go.
It's kind of cool because you can actually, it'll actually highlight the token if you select it on that turn order list too.
Exactly. It will actually,
neat.
as you mouse over, it'll actually tell you like which token is going to be next in the list, which is nice. So then once other people are in there, yep. See, like your initiative's already accounted for, and then I think you can resort the order once.
Did I miss someone? I missed one of the bandits.
Yep.
1, 3, 1, 2, 3. Nope, they're on there. I just didn't.
Just add their numbers and then just resort the list, and then
I got to roll for
Then
the
mhm.
for the other
Roll
two
for the-
also.
yeah for the
Fortunately, I only have to roll once for the. Okay, so that's all of them.
Yep.
Orcs are on. Yep. Well, they're going fast.
They're quick. Yeah.
nice.
And the Hobgob. Same bonus. How average of him?
Sub average, really.
True, actually. Sort. There we go. All right, the Orc Bandits get to go because they won the initiative roll.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Orcs. Well, it is very clearly that you guys are resisting. So the Hobgoblin sort of shakes his head and says, "All right, lads, rough them up. And if they put up too much of a fight, then you know what to do." The Orcs sort of nod and unsling their axes. And yeah, one of them definitely charges. Charges our heavy armor friend.
Yep.
They will swing their axe at you. I've not set up macros yet, and rolls an 11 to hit.
That is a very easy miss.
I thought so.
That wouldn't even hit me.
Yep. Well, they didn't roll. They've got a +5 to hit. Rolled a 6. So, and
Yep.
Ignir, you're not on the card, correct?
I am not. I'm standing next to the card.
Wog. A 15.
Nope. I have 16.
So yes, the first Orc Bandit comes charging in, and Nick, your character just sort of Kalia just basically bats his attack aside with her axe, just like, yeah, no. Ignir dodges nimbly away from the Orc's axe as it comes charging in. All right, so that is the Orcs. Next up is Word's character.
Cito,
you're up.
All right. Well, seeing as how there seems to be quite the audience over here to the port side of the cart, well, I may as well give them a bit of a performance. They seem to be very excited, so perhaps we should see if we can make them feel a little more relaxed.
Mm-hmm.
right.
Sleep. Okay.
Right. So
Doesn't seem
Click
like
on the
this is actually
5D.
doing the dice roll.
you click on 5d8 in there. Yeah.
Oh, come on.
That's a pretty bad roll,
That's a
unfortunately.
real fucking
yeah,
awful
kind of
roll.
garbage. Wow.
So the question is, Peter, just to let you
Do
know.
either of these two humans have 12 or less?
Both of them do, actually. They
So,
have 11
yeah,
hit
so-
points.
So one of them goes to sleep.
All right,
Yeah.
one of them goes down.
Which one?
One takes a nap.
Pick one. I don't care.
The one that's further from Injir.
So 4?
This one.
Yeah, that one.
All right. I think there is a.
If you hit the little button thing on
I know. I'm
them,
looking,
there
I'm
is
looking for an
history.
appropriate marker for it.
Yeah.
I think that's the sleep.
Yeah.
That makes sense for sleep to me.
Yeah. Exactly. It's a little. Yeah. Sleep. It's sleep. That's actually sleepy. That's what it is. Yes.
There you go. Asleep.
Yeah.
Done.
All right.
Sorry.
All right, one
sorry.
less thing. One less thing that's going to try to shoot me, and now I take cover within the cart.
That's fair. Cameron.
All right. Like Cameron sees that they decided to choose the wrong response to him pulling a gun on them.
Yeah,
It's like,
they had no idea what you
did-
did. They was like they just
they,
pulled some.
like-
Clearly, it's a threatening gesture.
Do they know what he? God damn it. Anyways, let me go ahead and make sure I get my. Let me see here. What I'm going to do here. Let's see here. I think what Cameron will do is shift over here.
Ignore that. I was just making the spell slot get expended.
Oh, fair enough.
Shift over here.
Yep.
And line up a shot against this particular enemy.
Okay.
While also shouting over to Ignir. Just like it's like basically just says like just take care of this one quick so we can go after their leader. And he will then proceed, and he's using the unbalanced foe mechanic from Warlord, which basically means that if this attack hits, the ally gets a bonus to attack rolls to hit the target equal to my int modifier. So
All right.
let's see if I could hit him with. That would be an 8, so it misses.
That will miss its armor class. Yes.
Yeah. So like Ignir lines up the shot, lines up, pulls the trigger on this pistol, and everyone sees like a pulse of light coming from it, and then the crack of just like the sound barrier being broken as he pulls a shot against this bandit. It does not sound like a flintlock rifle or anything of that type of technology. It sounds very different.
Black powder does exist. It's just not very commonly used.
Right. And people who know what black powder sounds like when it explodes, this doesn't sound like black powder. Right. And then Cameron mutters before continuing on, and we'll probably end his turn like here-ish.
All right. Okay. Cameron is done. Kalia, you're up.
So can I cast Hunter's Mark on the guy right in front of me without worrying about like?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. The only thing that you have an issue with is ranged attacks while adjacent to someone cause you to have disadvantage on the range attack unless you have a feature that overrides that. Spellcasting in melee does not cause a problem.
Oh, all right. I'll keep that in mind then. I'm going to cast Hunter's Mark on the orc directly in front of me then.
Okay.
As my bonus action.
Yep.
And then I'm going to take my battle axe and I'm going to hit him.
Righto.
Sound plan.
All right. So if I go into this sheet, so that's not going to affect the actual attack. It's just going to be
bonus damage afterwards. Yeah.
Oh, that's a very bad roll.
Well,
we're all rolling crap.
Yeah, no one's rolled well yet.
All right.
The orc sort of was when you knocked the orc off balance and it came to attack. It's still trying to recover balance and sort of staggers out of the way of your swing.
Oh well, I am currently glaring at him because he is my mark. So
fair enough. All right, Glix.
All right. Do I see the human bandits?
Oh yeah. They were hiding.
All right.
But they've been pointed out by the due to the fact that anyone in the party noticed them, that you now know where they are.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Bob, let's get to work. We're going to cast Hex on the human guard closest to me.
All right.
And I'm going to charge him. And hit him with Bob. Yeah, seemingly out of nowhere, there's now a gigantic Damascus steel meat cleaver in Glix's hands. As he runs up to hit this git.
Yep.
Some hammer space, you know.
Yeah.
A 10 will unfortunately also miss, I believe.
All right. I'm hexing his wisdom, I guess.
Yeah,
No,
it makes
I'll
wisdom
hex his
save-
deck. Yeah, I'll hex
Yeah,
his
yeah.
wisdom.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right, so
So he's got disadvantage on that.
okay, he's got
It's
disadvantage.
wisdom. It's disadvantage on wisdom checks, I believe, right?
Yeah.
All right, so
saving throws,
what does
whatever.
Hex do exactly?
Hex means that I just had it up. Where'd it go?
I don't know all the spells
Hex-
yet, so
Yeah, Hex does two things. One, whenever they get hit,
Whenever
by
I
an
hit
attack,
him, I do an extra d6 necrotic damage,
okay, so that's what the roll would have been.
and
Got it.
I choose one ability when I cast a spell. The target has disadvantage on ability checks made with the chosen ability. And if he dies, I can shift it onto someone else.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay.
to clarify, Peter, Hunter's Mark is pretty much the same ability, but it's not necrotic, and it's a different style, but they're both the
Yeah,
same.
they do similar things. Okay.
And they're both concentration spells, as a point of reminder for both of those
Okay.
spellcasters.
In gear.
Ingir is following up on Cameron's plan and goes right at the orc right in front of him with
Okay.
his spear.
You will not get a bonus in the attack roll, but just roll anyway.
Let me
Because
Still a good plan.
Yeah, it's a good plan. It's just that Cameron missed, so
That is the best attack roll we've gotten so far.
That's 12.
12 will in fact hit.
Hooray!
All right, so he hit for 4.
Mhm.
And Ingir, of course, follows that up with his unarmed strike as a monk. He just whaps him with his tail.
Okay.
Mhm.
Well, that'll
That's
hit.
definitely a hit. Yeah.
That's another 6.
So it's 10
And
damage.
And then I can declare a flurry of blows, which gives me another unarmed attack
Okay.
at the cost of 1 key.
Fair enough.
It's a crit. That is 6.
The kobold comes whopping in, stabs the orc. The orc goes "Ag!" and then proceeds to bludgeon him into unconsciousness
So
in a flurry
we
of
rolled
blows.
6 we rolled 6 attacks that round. It's just that you had all the hits.
That orc is
As
out
a
of the fight.
As a small correction, a small note there. Yeah. Well, we can talk about that later on, but nothing went wrong there. But there's a slight phrasing there. But
Fair.
Yeah.
All right. Hobgoblin bandit size.
I like to imagine that the orc flew out past Skitch's character, just like into the road.
Bap, 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 bap.
Just a tiny jump kicking.
The hobgoblin sighs in frustration. If you want things done right, unlimbers his longsword and advances on Cameron.
Yeah.
And will attempt to stabinate you.
do it.
Actually, I placed him in the wrong spot. But I'm not going to. He'll advance to here. He won't take it. He won't do the full thing yet.
That's fine.
Because I forgot, but I'm going to put him in a position where he can possibly take advantage of it next time. All right, so
That's fine.
all right, so he really that's his bonus. Okay.
Oh,
Yep, he misses.
well.
He misses with that first attack there. Yeah. Anything else he's got up his sleeve?
He has got nothing else up his sleeve since he's I
Yeah.
should have moved him position in a flanking position to get advantage.
Yeah, that's fine. It wouldn't Cameron. When the sword comes in, Cameron's right arm comes up. Well, I'll just say his right arm comes up, and then there's a twist of his wrist, and then a buckler suddenly manifests on that arm that he uses to sort of knock the sword aside easily.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Human bandits.
Right.
All right. Bandit 1 will drop his crossbow, unlimber his sword. I believe he can still attack if he does that, correct?
Yes, he can draw his weapon as part of an attack. Correct.
Yep. So he will attempt to stabinate Glix there. Yep. 14 Glix. Eric.
Sorry, I'd accidentally muted myself. That is a 14, so that hits. That is exactly my armor class.
All right.
Yep.
In that case, he swings his sword at you.
Ooh.
Take 2 damage.
Ow! Ow! Ow!
And then follow that with a concentration check.
Yeah.
Concentration. Yep.
All right.
As a reminder for those who need it, if you take damage, you do a Constitution saving throw. That's a concentration check. The DC is either 10 or half the damage you take, whichever is higher.
I think I made it with the 20.
You sure did.
I think that's yeah.
I think you're fine. You're good.
Yeah.
Human Bandit
That's
2 is gonna shoot the bard.
I am taking cover in the cart.
I know.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know if that provides any benefit to me.
I'd say it
maybe
gives you light.
cover.
You have light cover.
A little bit of cover, yeah.
Yeah, it's been so long I don't remember how that translates mechanically.
I don't remember off the top of my head, but yeah. The 5 is not going to hit you.
Anyway,
Thunk, thunk,
yeah.
thunk, thunk, thunk.
A light crossbow thunks into the side of the cart.
Yeah.
Human Bandit 3. Doop, 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 doop. Doop.
Reposition.
Yep. And is going to
Focus
shoot
foot.
at going to shoot the warrior in the warrior with the holy symbol of Mortis with her crossbow with his crossbow.
Okay.
The crossbow bolt sails
yeah,
past you
okay.
harmlessly.
Mhm.
They rolled a 6.
All right.
Chad is informing me that partial cover is +2 AC and +2 Dex saves.
Okay, great, beautiful, good to
Yeah.
know. Thank you very much, Chad. I appreciate that.
And then 3/4
the
cover is
quarters is
+5 for
+5.
both. Yeah, and then there's total cover, but you have to be completely concealed and not have any line of sight at all.
All right.
Mhm.
That is cycle back to the orcs.
Yep.
Bandit 2 is I can just remove him from the list because he is
Yep.
yes. Orc Bandit 1
Bandit one
will,
has
We had two
targets.
gurgles.
will hoist his axe back up out of the ground. As it basically, it finishes recovering from the horrible swing and sort of swings, basically comes back with a sort of horizontal swipe at Kalia.
Okay.
And that is the orc. If I remember correctly, that is yep. The orcs have by far the best to hit in the group.
Seems like it, yeah.
A 13. Will
That
not
is a
hit you.
miss.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mhm.
I know what your
Yeah,
armor
it
class
go-
is.
it-
Yeah, no.
That would hit me.
It goes pong. Yeah.
Yeah, it clatters off your arm. It just sort of just like it just skitters off your armor harmlessly.
Hooray,
Sure.
heavy armor.
Yeah. He's like, oh dear. The orc is looking at her like, All right, Sito.
Ash, could you write your character's name down somewhere because I keep forgetting it?
It's right there on the turn order, actually.
That's
No, it
not
is not.
displaying names
No, it's
for me.
not.
Oh, it's not?
You have to actually add your name to your token itself by double-clicking on it, then writing in the name of your character.
I thought I did.
You did not.
Weird thing is, it's
Oh,
showing
my-
up for me.
Yeah,
So
it
then
is on
only
my...
shows, so it does not show for people who do not have ownership over the token. Got it.
That's what
Okay.
it is. Okay.
Yeah,
I was thinking
Ingir's
that,
name
yeah.
also shows up on any roll that Ingir does. It says right underneath like the thing.
Can you
so
see it underneath the token now?
I can.
It is. Ingir is there. That's the name.
I see nothing under any token.
Okay,
Yeah.
that is.
I can see my own name, and that's it.
I can
Yeah.
see Injir.
All right, that's interesting. I will fix this later.
All
Yeah,
right.
don't worry about it right now.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah,
just-
it's written down. Okay, so Cito will politely and calmly speak. Injure, dear, could you get that individual who shot at me, please? I have other business. And is going to repeat her performance over towards the the orc and the crossbowmen that are beleaguering
Okay.
the frontliners.
So this.
Oh, what?
Nice.
It's another cast asleep. Yeah. So
Yeah, I'm centering sleep like about like here-ish, like not exactly there, but close enough so I can get.
Oh,
those
these
two.
guys. Okay.
Yeah, these
All
ones.
right. Okay.
And let's hope for a better roll this time. Well, I suppose that qualifies. At least I know I get one of them.
Well,
you can get either the orc or the human.
Whoever
it goes
has
by
less
lowest
health is
hit
what it
points.
prioritizes.
Yeah,
Then the human falls asleep.
All right, that's fine.
And then the remaining 5 goes to nowhere.
Yep.
Oh, there are more. There are more status effects in here than I thought there were.
Oh yeah,
Hey.
there's a whole lot of them.
There are a fuck ton of them. Sweet.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to look at these other, but we'll go with this because sleepy time. And, hey, you're cutting down on numbers is good.
Yep.
That's the plan.
Yep.
It's like I'm doing no damage, but I don't need to.
Cameron.
Like Cameron will just gobble say and just say to him, this could have been a lot easier if you had just gone through the proper channels and set up a proper checkpoint here. But that's your own choice.
Cameron just thinks this is all like they haven't all bureaucracy. Yeah.
Oh no, he's being snarky here more than anything else.
I was taking him at his word.
Yeah. Let's see here. Cameron will not invoke any of his warlord items at the moment, but just shoot at the hobgoblin directly because doesn't have anything else they can employ at this point here. So that will be a 13 on the attack roll against the hobgoblin.
Against the hobgoblin, that will actually not hit. He's wearing chainmail and has a shield.
He's tough to hit.
Yes.
I figured. I mean, I figured
he is by
as
far the
such,
best
but
equipped member here.
Yeah, like Cameron will just sort of like
everyone
line
else
up
is wearing
and-
leather armor.
Oh yeah, sure, fair enough. But Cameron just line up, take a shot, like
No.
and
Yeah, he basically
in the scuffle there. Yeah,
the shot glances off his shield, basically. The hell is that thing?
standard issue in some circles, and then that's all Cameron will do at the moment.
All right. Kalia.
Okay, well, having just eaten this attack from this orc, Kali is going to try and lean in before he can get away from her, and is going to axe him.
Ask him a question.
No, just axe him.
Question, got it.
God, I'm not rolling good right now.
Wow.
The dice
I rolled
are
a
just
3 and a 2.
Jeez, the dice are being
Wow.
no one's rolling well.
Yeah.
Are we actually rolling d20s? Like,
Yeah.
I'm not.
According to the die
I was
roller,
rolling a
Here it is.
D4.
according to the die roller, yes.
Yep. All right. Well,
All right,
Yeah.
Glix, you're up.
Come on, Bob, get it together. I'm gonna swing at this guy. Oh, the actions.
there you go.
there's a 20 there. Yep.
There we. I accidentally clicked it twice. Whatever. I hit him twice.
You
Or I
hit
hit
him.
him once.
20 net. You hit you hit by yes, a 20 will definitely hit him.
Yep.
No, he does not have an armor class better than Kalia.
Mm-hmm. Or Cameron, for that matter.
Why is that not rolling the damage there?
We're trying to click on the damage for the weapon.
Yeah.
Mouse over the weapon, and there should be a little pop up on the side that you can click on. So, like, if I were to do that, like that.
There we go.
There we go.
So,
One-handed, I take it.
Two-handed. So,
okay, so it's 7, and then your hex
and then
damage.
the D6 damage. Yep.
All right.
Ta-da. Should be an easier way to do this, but
Nice. 13.
All right, 13. That will drop him.
all right. We'll shift the hex over onto the orc.
Gag. All right.
One,
What's his hex?
2, 3,
Horse is hexed and
5,
marked.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Hey, buddy. Actually, we'll go here so that I can go around behind him easier. And he doesn't decide to take a swing at me while standing next to the pally.
All right. Human Better 2 is the only one left in the initiative. I'll get to that in a minute, though. All right. Ingir.
Ingir is following the request of our dear mermaid girl Sito, and is going for. This is the correct one, right?
That's yeah.
Yeah.
It's the conscious one.
The one thing over there that can actually still threaten me, and actually did shoot at me.
It's, he just kind of flies over there. Well, not like literally flying, but it goes at him with the spear.
Sabby, sabby, sabby. The art of the pointed stick. Jesus Christ.
Oh,
And boy,
yeah.
are you an artist.
I assume
So
you-
that's
this one-handed?
8 damage.
no. This is two-handed.
Okay. So 8 damage.
8 damage plus the unarmed strike.
You have to, yeah.
12 will hit, so that is 12 damage,
12
which is enough to
damage
drop him.
so far.
KO.
Immediately
I will-
drops him.
KO!
I'll make a small point, Ash. The unarmed strike, the bonus unarmed strike you can do on flurry of blows are either of those or bonus actions. So you want to be able to commit to either doing 1 or 2 extra hits at the beginning of the bonus action, just as a point of bookkeeping.
Okay, you can punch, kick, modifier. I'm looking at flurry blows. When you take the attack action on your turn, you can spend 1 key point to make 2 one-arm strikes as a bonus action. Yes, I do need to do that before that.
Yes, that's the bookkeeping thing about that. I want to make sure that you're aware of, just to make sure that you can't
All right,
Like-
look something up in the hobgob here.
skirt around that potentially there. It's monk is really annoying because of all the bonus action stuff you can do, and the fact you only can have 1 per turn. It's a thing.
All right. The hobgoblin is going to step
Okay.
to there.
Yep.
Gonna
do it.
flank.
Yes, so he gets to attack with advantage.
Yeah, sure. Whatever.
All right,
Whatever,
so,
man.
Fuck around and find out.
Oh well,
Oh,
that
well, I guess you found out.
That'll hit. That'll hit.
Yeah, so he hits. All right,
Was that
so
2 attacks?
Yeah. No, it's attack with advantage.
attacked with advantage. So
Oh,
it's,
I see.
The,
Okay.
the better of the
Gotcha.
2 rolls.
Gotcha,
All right, base damage is D8 plus 1.
Do it.
And he gets martial advantage since you are within 5 feet of an ally that the hobgoblin isn't that of an ally that you're an ally of one of his allies.
Right. Just try
So
to
that is
fuck him
plus
up.
7 damage.
Make him angry.
Dear God.
So 12 total. I'm
12
just going to go with the
total
static damage. I'm going with the static damage numbers off the monster sheet.
Cool. All right.
So whack. So yeah, you are distracted by the orc flanking you on the other side, and he finds an opening in your defenses and slams a solid shot into you. He is surprised it doesn't hit as hard as he thought it was. You are better armored somehow than he thought you were.
I mean, I am.
I know. You are. As a matter, this is my point.
All right. Cameron's just like, it's a nice little trick you got there.
He is actually
All
a
right.
reasonably skilled combatant.
All right. I guess we go straight over to the orcs then, right?
Well, no, we actually go the last remaining human. Nope, there are no humans
Oh.
left. Never mind.
there's
Yeah,
this
There are
thing
none that
about-
are conscious.
They're all napping or dead.
Let me just.
There are varying degrees of.
So yes, the orc bandit won.
not
Who will
conscious.
continue trying to fight Kalia.
Mm-hmm.
Hiya! No.
I,
Chew!
I catch his blade in my hand.
Oh.
If you rolled a 1, I'm doing that.
That is totally fair. The orc sort of has a look of uh-oh
Yeah.
on his face. Sito.
On the subject of Sito is going to see that that weapon was grabbed. This guy is a little off balance as a result, and hey, that actually makes for a pretty attractive target. So I can actually find my thing. How do I find my thing? There it is.
Yeah.
A 10 will not hit,
that's good.
however.
That's going to miss, but that doesn't matter because that is not what I was actually intent on doing this turn. What I was intent on doing is using my bonus action to throw Healing Word on Cameron.
Aha!
Ah.
Hooray!
That's the actual point of my turn here. This is just the
It's
rider.
and plunk.
Sure.
Healing Word.
How much healing do you do? And I'll just mark it down.
Working on it. Using this sheet is a little clunky for me. 7 healing,
7.
it seems.
Nice.
Yeah, I rolled max.
Yeah,
Very
cool.
nice.
All right.
Hey, undid half the damage you took. Cool.
Yep. Cameron turns comes up next, I take it.
You are correct, sir.
All right. First thing Cameron does is just sort of mutter a bit more about the matter. And calls over to Ingier. It's like we got them outnumbered. Let's take care of their head. Let's take care of their leader here. I'm trying to remember the name of it real quick here. This is the unbalanced foe, and he's going to try again to shoot at the hobgoblin with his prismatic weapon. Actually, get a hit. Hopefully, there we go. An 18.
That will hit.
Yeah. So he lines up a shot, and it pierces through the armor and hits for a solid 5 damage.
All right. That hurts.
And Ingier now has a +3 to it says, let me double check to make sure how long it lasts for.
All right.
Until the end of my next turn, the ally gets a bonus to hit the target. So Ingier gets +3 to all attacks against him until the end of my next turn.
Lordy.
Yep.
Time
And
to put him through the spin cycle.
And then afterwards, Cameron will also just sort of roll his shoulder, wipe some of the blood off his face, and just get a little bit of a smirk as he will use his bonus action to Second Wind.
Oh, nice.
8 hit points is healed from that.
Nice.
So he's back to full health.
Well. Very nice. Kalia.
All right, let's see if I can roll above a 3 against this guy.
I'm hoping you will.
I'm hoping so.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
It would be.
Maybe. Yeah.
So
The
we
time's
are
a journey.
going. Hata! Attack with the axe.
That will
That's
hit.
an
There we go.
18. Okay, that's good for a couple of reasons. So I get to roll my damage on the axe, and I
Yep.
also get my damage on Hunter's Mark.
Correct. Yes.
You can also smite him if you want.
Mm-hmm. If needed, yeah, if you need to, but
Yeah,
Oh,
you
I
don't have
can
to decide
I
till
can
after your
decide that
damage
after.
rolls.
Oh, okay.
You
All right, so
technically
that's
do
a
it-
4.
Yeah.
And then I get spell.
D6?
Yeah. Do I just
Should be on the Hunter's Mark thing, I think, has a button.
Yeah.
D6?
Yep.
That's 9 damage
9
total.
damage. That hurts the orc pretty badly.
Okay, so then I spend a spell slot.
to do 2d8 bonus damage, I believe it is.
Yep.
It is entirely unnecessary in the long run of things, but I whatever. It's the first session. We're trying things out. I'll
Exactly.
fucking do it. Yeah. So this is under
Features. It should be underneath features. And
features.
Because it's a class features. Not
There
a
it is.
spell.
Okay, there it is. Okay.
Yeah.
Divine Smite. 1 spell slot to deal 2d8 radiant damage. And we're just gonna do that. Yeah. Another 8 damage.
Yeah,
so
that-
is a total of 15. So
15. That is exactly enough to drop the orc.
hooray! So after catching the orc's blow with my hand, I use it to tuck him in and end him
Yeah.
with my other hand.
I assume the orc is dead.
Yep.
So yeah, or you just
And-
bury the axe in a flash of holy energy.
And the last thing I'll note to you, Nick, you can use your bonus action because you still remain it to move your Hunter's Mark to a different enemy now.
I actually can't do that until my next turn.
You can't?
No, it's actually a bonus action on your next turn that you decide where the Hunter's Mark goes. I checked that just a little bit
Interesting.
ago. Yeah.
Okay.
It's odd, but yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
All right, Glix, you're up.
All right, let's move that mark over onto the hob.
Yep, that's what I thought was going to be happening.
That hex there.
Same.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Can't quite get behind him.
I think this must have been an errata thing. So it's the same thing for Hex. So the same thing applies
Yeah.
to Eric's character as well. So
I guess it's to like reduce the amount of bookkeeping, so you're not going like, okay, I'll move my mark again, I'll move my mark again. It's just like, okay, it's my turn now. Now I'll move the mark. And
there's some other things you could be potentially doing cheesing wise. Yeah.
That 7 will not hit the hobgob.
Ah!
that's a 1, in fact. Yeah.
Yeah, see, the hobgob just sort of casually bats your cleaver away with his shield. He sneers at the goblin.
Shut up, Bob!
Yep. All right.
This is what you get when you don't use me more often.
I'm
Yep.
using you now!
Yeah.
Injure. Time for you to wreck shit.
Yep, it's Injure, turn.
Injure. It's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I can do that. Is that behind him?
It doesn't matter.
I
All
can't
right.
see him. There you go.
Injure, it just quickly travels across the terrain and tries to go at him with the spear again.
Pokey.
+3 to your attack rolls. Boom.
So this plus 3,
Oh, yeah.
You
Yeah,
hit.
yeah.
You do 9 damage.
that's 9, and then I'm
that
going
will
to
drop
go.
The 9
Oh,
drops.
it just dropped. So it dropped him before he can even do the kung fu shit.
Yeah, he was down
Yeah.
he was down to 6 hit points.
Give him
And-
some God hand over there. Just knock him into a tree.
Go. Yeah, you can send him flying with the tail strike if you'd like.
Just he sends him flying. Just boom,
Yeah.
he's gone.
Like after that, like Cameron just like
Wow.
Cameron spins his Cameron spins his prismatic
You
weapon
can
bit.
pinball him off of a rock and into a tree.
Actually, bashes the human who goes flying into the tree. Ha ha ha.
Just like
The
Pinball.
the Carabiniers in the cart just looking at the kobold like, glad we hired that guy.
I mean, honestly,
Really?
you all did good stuff. Let's be real.
Mhm.
The mermaid put people to sleep, and then healed somebody. The goblin started casting spells and pulled somebody to cleave out of nowhere and gutted a human. The human, the skinny human, shot somebody with something or other, and did stuff. And then the paladin basically just beheaded an
Paladin.
orc. Like no. Y'all did good.
Mhm.
All right, so the Carabiners did. Thank you all. You're able to gather, like, none of their
Bits and
stuff's
bobs.
particularly good. The Hobgoblin's sword is okay. Actually, the Hobgoblin's gear is actually probably the best gear of the bunch. Everybody else is sort of using sort of mediocre gear, but you can gather if you like 5 silvers from each worth total loot from them total. Nothing exciting,
Right.
but
Right.
if you were like, if it wasn't the fact that the Carabineers do need to keep moving on, you probably could go looking for their camp if you wanted to, but they do want to kind of keep moving in case there are more bandits in the area.
Cameron
Tito
like,
is content to remain on the back of the cart and resume playing.
Cameron just spins his pistol a little bit, checks over it, holsters it, then pulls out his notebook to document some things while looking at the other party members as they continue to
Yep.
walk.
And you continue on. You eventually, the rest of the trip is uneventful, basically. The next day you arrive at the trading outpost. That's about a half day's travel from the nearest gate. Sort of just beyond the outpost, on the other side of the outpost from where you guys arrive, you can see the sort of the wastes that surround the gate beginning. Like sort of the trees become you can see the terrain becomes less pleasant looking. It's not as bad as it gets further on, like further in, but it definitely looks sort of less pleasant just on the other side of town. The trading outpost, it's in a sort of downturn of the season. It's not the busy time when there are trade bazaar like almost bazaar springs up in the middle of town during the heavy trade seasons. But it's a reasonably It's a fairly busy. It's not very busy right now, but you can see people out and about. Of note, you see a fair number of the town seems a little bit. It seems the trading outpost does seem a little. There's something odd about it. There are a fair number of goblins and kobolds wandering around, actually. And you do pass by the butcher shop, and which seems to be run by a pair of gnolls, which seems a little odd. You see what's very obviously a small sort of chapel off to one side of town. There is not it does not seem to have a particular denomination. It's basically a non-denominational church, effectively. I'll go into more details next session when you actually get time to explore the trading outpost. But you arrive in town. You are put up in the inn, where the innkeeper is a very hirsute fellow with sort of pronounced incisors. But he seems like a jovial fellow. There's a lot of sort of atypical sort of the population of town seems to be a mixture of the less common sort of city dwelling races and adventurer types, basically people who don't really fit in normal towns for the most part. And we will pick up
cosmopolitan.
Very much so, actually. But there aren't a ton of people here. It's in sort of a downtime. And I will go into more details next time because I know Skitch has to get going shortly. So we'll wrap up here. This is the first session. This has been session 0, so you guys can get to know your characters a little bit, and I can sort of get a feel for how combat works and see if my ability to quickly throw together an encounter made any goddamn sense, and it looked like it was sort of okay-ish, so yay.
Yeah. I will say that one thing you could probably do down the line is just start importing 4th edition monsters and just scale their healths down a little bit.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I would never consider doing that, Skitch. I have no idea what you're talking about yet. Okay, anyways. I didn't do that here. I just pulled some monsters out of the encounter builder. And
Yeah. Understood.
But thank you, everybody, for watching. This ends the recording for YouTube. I hope you all enjoyed. We'll be back. Are you guys available next week?
Yeah.
Yep. I should be able to do next week. Yeah.
Okay. I don't think we won't necessarily be able. We're going to be running every week. I know Eric wants it. We'll need some time off every now and then. So. But yeah. So in chat. Yeah, this is a 5e game. I've not. This is the first time I've run 5e. So, and the third time I've played it. So. This is literally the third session of 5e I've played. So.
And I'm throwing a homebrew, subclass at him. So.
I'm fine with that. Anyways, that's going to do it for YouTube. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, like, subscribe. You'll get to see it. That way you know when next week's episode goes live. So thank you for watching, everybody. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.